This is Kroven back with Trisbic for Ushra'Khan versus Beyond Virginity. For this match, Ushra'Khan has brought 2 Abaddons, a Harbinger, 2 Brutics, a Hurricane, Guardian, and Vengeance. Glad to see they're keeping their Minmatar roots.
And Beyond Virginity has a Nightmare, 2 Ravens, a Vulture, a Basilisk, a Hugin, and a Thrasher.
And we're taking a look now. One of those Ravens has come in reasonably close to the beacon along with the Nightmare. The other one is further back. So I'm curious if we've got maybe 1 Cruise, 1 Torp. It'll be interesting to see. Ushra'Khan also two reasonably strong setups here. I'm a big fan of the Brutics in the tournament, but I'm also a big fan of Nightmares and Torp Ravens. So hopefully, well, they didn't bring Golem, so they won't have to worry about ECCM.
Oh.
So.
I don't want to talk about it.
But now, as long as it's okay with Uncle Soundwave, I'll go ahead and start talking again so that we can commentate on this match. As we're under 1 minute left until we go. We've got 10 seconds now remaining. The Beyond Virginity team is spread out from the beacon. The Ushra'Khan team is a little bit more clumped at about 20 kilometers away, and we are go.
Things happening.
Ships flying. No drones, though, which is a little bit odd. Okay, here we go. We've got some damage drones coming out for Beyond Virginity, Hammerhead 2s, but other than that, no drones. You know, it could be because Claw counted to 1 but never actually said go. I'm just going to throw that out there as a guess. But both teams now launching drones, probably a little confused as to what's going on. I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen here. Okay, both teams in full swing now. We've got missiles in the air.
Yeah, too late.
Wow. Okay. Thank you, CCP Claw. We still love you. We've got one of the Brutics is now for Ushra'Khan taking quite a bit of damage, taking the brunt of the damage at this point. He's already down to 2/3 armor.
My spidey sense is telling me there will be many forum posts about this.
Oh, I'm planning on it. So, no, yeah, even though there is no go call, I think both teams have gotten the hint and are firing at each other quite readily at this point. One of the Ravens, actually, for Beyond Virginity is taking the damage right now. It's the Torp Raven, or at least the closer Raven. Haven't actually seen what the second Raven is firing just yet, but I assume it's not Torp's, given that he's a little bit further out.
I mean, that Raven taking damage is certainly a Torp Raven. It may not be the Torp Raven.
So, yeah, definitely. So let's actually take a look at the second one. I mean, he's close enough that it is possible that he's running Torps, so let's see here. Oh, no, it looks like those may both be Torp Ravens on that Brutix, which is going to be uncomfortable since he's target painted as well.
Yes. Painful missiles.
So we're seeing now the Abaddon flying by the Brutix at a high rate of speed in the general direction of the Raven toward the back of the fight right now. We are also seeing the Brutix taking quite a bit of punishment right now. A little bit of spread damage. The Beyond Divinity Basilisk now taking some shield damage. Also still a little bit on TJ Hunt and the Raven.
Yeah, the damage being put on the Beyond Virginity team really not making a dent. The Basilisk looked like he may have been in trouble for a second there, but then repped pretty much back up to full. I don't know what's going on there.
He's got drones on him. I'm seeing a flock of shield drones surrounding him, and you know, snuggling him back to safety. As we're seeing now one of the Harbingers for Ushra'Khan taking some damage, and the Hugin now for Beyond Virginity has been scrambled. So that may be the next target.
Yes, Hugin can probably look after himself in terms of, I assume that Vengeance was doing the scrambling. I didn't see the message.
Yes, it is a Vengeance out there doing the scrambling. Always a little bit dicey to go in with a frigate against a Hugin, but, you know.
If you're going to do it in a frigate of Vengeance, not a terrible choice for it.
Not a terrible choice at all. And actually we're seeing he's hanging in there okay right now, but we'll see if he's able to keep hanging in there, as it were, as we're seeing now that Harbinger for Ushra'Khan below 50% armor, taking just an absolute pummeling from the missiles that are coming at him right now, as well as that Nightmare.
Yeah, that Hugin being very handily wrapped by the Beyond Virginity Basilisk, who was doing a fantastic job of keeping all of his teammates at pretty much full shields the entire time.
Yeah, definitely. You know, in these fights, in this tournament in particular, it's one of those deals where a good logistics pilot can really save you. And it looks like I may have been wrong. It's so hard to tell with these missile explosions. I'm going back and forth onto whether or not this second Raven is firing cruise or torps. He's so close, it's hard to judge by the velocity.
It looks like one may be shooting cruises and one may be on torps.
That's what I'm leaning toward at the moment. TJ Hunt obviously shooting torps. They did manage to down that Harbinger with a just massive volley of missile-y death, and now they're working on the remaining Hurricane for Ushra'Khan.
And that Vengeance has been taking damage. I assume the Hugin and it are engaged in a little dogfight out there. And yeah, the Hugin definitely holding its ground a little better at this point.
He is. He's doing quite well, and I wish I'd taken that bet from Rias that Ushra'Khan was going to make it to the finals. I'd be a lot richer at this point. I don't know how well low-sec pirating pays. For those who don't know, Rias is a low-sec pirate. I heard he's in veto.
I've heard these things.
I heard a rumor. We'll wait for confirmation later on, but I heard he's in veto. So we'll see if we can get confirmation of that later on. At this point, the Vengeance is being repped back up. The Guardian for Ushra'Khan taking damage, and now the first Abaddon has taken a volley of missiles, and he may be next on the block. Actually, that may have been the Nightmare, seeing the Nightmare's lasers go off toward that Abaddon.
Yeah, it looks like most of the missiles going towards that Guardian, the Thrasher for Beyond Virginity right on top of it, shooting it up.
Yeah, and actually, I think I'm seeing Ewar coming off that Abaddon toward the Nightmare. I don't know what exactly he's doing to him because of the way some of these effects look, but there's definitely something going on in those mid slots there.
And that Vengeance may be trying to save the Guardian by getting that Thrasher off of it, but I have a feeling it's not going to really do much in the long run.
Yeah, it looks like that Thrasher is in fact webbed now, so we'll see. Let's take a little bit closer look. It is the Vengeance webbing the Thrasher in place. I think you're exactly right. He is trying to save his buddy there, and seems to have done a reasonable job of it.
Yeah, and as I'm saying that, I realize the damage from Beyond Virginity is being split in a coordinated manner, not a willy-nilly look, they're red, shoot them manner.
Those missiles.
Yes, the Abaddon for Ushra'Khan taking the missile fire now, as that Thrasher and I guess the Cruise Raven still shooting at that Guardian.
Yeah, that is what it looks like, and not a bad plan. As we've seen in the past, logistic ships. Splitting fire against a team that's bringing logistics is always a good thing to do, and not always the best thing to do by actually splitting targets, unless in this case one of them is the logistics ship. But moving targets fast enough that the logistics ship doesn't have time to adequately react is a very effective tactic. Ooh, and that Guardian explode.
It works especially well against remote armor repairs as this Abaddon goes down.
The Abaddon explode.
Due to they repair at the end of their cycle rather than the beginning.
Right.
So if you switch targets fast enough, that repair has to turn off. He has to switch targets, he has to turn it back on, and then has to finish another cycle before any of the repairing gets to the target ship.
Very good point. Whereas shield tanking obviously is the opposite. It's very front loaded. As soon as the module hits, you get your shield back, and have a really nice shot of that Nightmare right now. I think I'm just gonna admire that at the moment while it beats through the armor of this Abaddon.
Yeah, I'm glad that there are a lot of Nightmares in this tournament because they're amazing looking ships.
Well, and as we've seen a lot of teams use them to great effect. Faction battleships are the sort of thing that kind of go back and forth in effectiveness in the Alliance tournament. They're kind of somewhere in the middle at this point, I think. We've seen some used to really good effect. We've seen some decent Navy megas, but for the most part, we've seen those very effective rattlesnakes of dead terrorists, and we've seen the Nightmares that Goons brought. I believe a couple other teams brought Nightmares that did reasonably well, and now this one.
And I'm sure we'll only see the numbers be going up with the patch coming out as that last Ushra'Khan Abaddon comes crashing down around them.
Yeah, and it'll be a solid win, and moving on to the next round for Beyond Virginity. So congratulations to them, commiserations to Ushra'Khan. It was a tournament well fought. Maybe next time. We still love role players. And with that, we'll hand it back to Soundwave in the studio.